How you doing? My name is David Floyd, and I am the author of Through My Mother's Tears. And this book is an autobiography of my life growing up in Freeport, Texas. Today what I want to do is I want to talk about mentoring and how mentors have played a positive factor in my life. First of all, I want to start off with my elementary years. As an elementary student, I had a mentor by the name of George Stepner. Who George Stepner was to me is a person that took me under his wings and taught me a lot about life and growing up without a father. He stepped up and was a father figure in my life, and in fact turned me on to my life love, which happened to be basketball. At an early age, I would oftentimes go to the Boys and Girls Club, which at that time was the Boys Club, and I believe this was about 1975, 1976. And George Stepner was an employee at the Boys and Girls Club. And there was a program that was more or less an outreach for kids who came from economically disadvantaged areas to give us a place that we can go and have a positive influence. And those are the things that George Stepner did for me in my earlier years. And he also turned me on to the game that I would consider to be one that pretty much changed my life forever. Progressing on into my intermediate years, I had a basketball coach by the name of Ron Wallace. Coach Wallace was my very first coach in organized basketball in the 7th grade. With Coach Wallace, he just like George Stepner was a father figure to me. He took me under the wings and really showed me how to be a man, but not only how to be a man, but how to be an educated man in a society where there was not many educated men. With Coach Wallace, I mean, he was more to me than just a basketball coach. I consider him someone that not only was a basketball coach, but a mentor, and not only a mentor, but a father figure. Without Coach Wallace and George Stepner, I mean, who knows where my life would have been. So it is very important that each and every one of us reach back and be mentors to these younger people. When I think of life, I think of it like the banking system. When we are young, we make withdrawals from life, and as we get older, we make deposits into people's lives. That is what a mentor is. So I recommend that each and every one of us that sees this commercial will reach out and become a mentor to someone in the community. Now, going on to my high school years, I have a man by the name of Maceo Smedley. Mr. Smedley was a mentor to me as well. He was our high school principal. But see, with him, his job was the principal, but he saw something beyond his job. He saw children that were growing up without their fathers, as like I was. And because of that, he stepped in and felt compelled to go far beyond the call of duty of just being a principal, but to step into kids' lives who didn't have their fathers and become their father figure. Because of Mr. Smedley, I am a college graduate today. With Mr. Smedley, I can remember the very first time walking into his office and saying something of relevance, because beforehand it was always sitting on my pity party, always having a pity party and sitting on a soapbox. But this was one time I went to Mr. Smedley and I had more than just that pity party and that soapbox, but I actually wanted to do something with my life. And because of that, he saw that I had something else in my eyes beyond feeling sorry for myself. So we sat down, and within 1 hour, he changed my life forever. I was transitioning from being known as a basketball player to one now that is stepping into the realms of something that's new to me, and that's academia. See, many of you probably have read my book, Through My Mother's Tears, and or else have heard the story about me growing up on the east side of Freeport, Texas, and not really having any guidance or direction in my life. With Mr. Smedley, in 1 hour, he was able to take what little I had gained up to that point and rally it back into something that was great. Through his leadership and his commitment to the students in the community, we were able to come up with a game plan which ultimately led me to a direction and a pathway in which I am in today. Because of Mr. Smedley, I am a college professor today. Now, I encourage each and every one of you all, in fact, I plead with each and every one of you all to not just accept the status quo that you cannot offer someone something in life. No matter what your status is in life, you have something to offer. Remember that example of the banking system, that as we are young, we make withdrawals, but when we get older, we make deposits. And all of these are the things that are in people's lives. Today, what I want to do is not only be here myself, being a mentor for these children, but join forces with you so that we can make a difference in people's lives. Thank you.